Welcome to the Merch Minds podcast, where we discuss everything about the Merch by Amazon business in the print-on-demand industry. Here are your hosts, Glen and Yong.
Merch Informer is the #1 research program for Merch by Amazon. You can do niche research by BSRs, keywords, and even by merchant brand names at your fingertips. You can explore historical data to see exactly what strategies the top sellers are using to succeed. Merch Informer was designed to help streamline your research process and help organize your ideas. Head over to merchinformer.com for a free 3-day trial, and after that, it's just $19.99 per month. Use the coupon code MERCHMINDS for 15% off the entire order.
Merch Minds podcast episode number 89. My name is Glenn, YouTube channel Hustler Hacks. Yong is back.
The Iron Man is back. Oh my gosh, I just got a cell. Let me turn that off. But the Iron Man is back. You know, you guys know that since we started the podcast, I've never missed an episode up until last week. I was sick, and I just, it wasn't even the whole voice thing, right? What it was I was coughing so much. like I could have easily done the show, even though if I was congested or whatnot. But I would have been like coughing like every other sentence. I'm still coughing, and I'm going to try my best not to cough throughout this show. But yeah, it just would have been bad if I was on the show and just coughing every 2 seconds.
And you care so much for the listeners. I just figured, you don't want to make it a miserable experience. Make sure they know exactly what they're listening to. They don't want to listen to coughing and all that.
Yeah. So I did miss last week. So we're gonna just kind of talk about all kinds of stuff here and just kind of catch up and keep you guys updated on what we're doing with our merch and print-on-demand businesses and
merch news,
and we'll talk about all kinds of stuff. So like always, you want to start with numbers?
Yeah, we can start off with numbers. Want me to go?
Go for it.
So let's see, last 7 days, 117 products sold, 5 returns, estimated royalties, $379.53. Yesterday was pretty good. I think I sold like 21, 22. The day before that, I think I sold like 15 or 16. Today I've sold 15. So it's getting there. I think yesterday I finished, it was like 400 something estimated royalties. So, end of the day, of course, it's always better, but midweek last week, returns were like sky high again. I was like, man, what's the deal with this? And it was in double digits again. I think I had like 10, 12 around there returns, and then slowly it's like going down again. So right now I have 5, but I was like, man, how come look at the returns are building up? So that's kind of where I'm at right now as far as, I guess, uploads and all of that. I haven't really uploaded anything since I went out of town, visit my brother. I was out for a good, 4, almost 5 days. So I didn't upload anything from there. I did finish getting all of my listings done from the content policy thing, just double checking all of them, making sure all of that was good, which we're going to get into that a little bit later. But I did finish that. So that I was happy about not having to go through that anymore. But that's where I'm at the last 7 days.
Okay, cool. So for me, last 7 days, 99 shirts sold, 5 returns, total product purchases for $1,920.75, and my estimated royalties, $420.18. So those are my numbers for the last 7 days. Have you uploaded any pop sockets?
Not since that first round. I have sold some more, which is cool, but okay. I haven't uploaded any new ones.
So I uploaded a bunch of designs onto pop sockets, designs that I thought would look, decent. I didn't upload all my designs because some of them just doesn't look, they don't look good on a pop socket because whether it has too much, text, and if your design does have a lot of text, chances are it's not going to it's not going to look good on a pop socket, right? Because there's not a lot of real estate on a pop socket. So I uploaded just about all my designs that I thought would look good on a pop socket last week. I have been selling some, but it's but I have 2 or 3 designs that's constantly selling on pop sockets. So um, I don't know. I'm seeing results with them, but not the kind of results that I thought I would see. But you know what? I'm not going to complain. I'm just going to keep plugging away. Um, Before we continue, though, I do want to congratulate our good friend Manny Pinetto. The guy just announced his girlfriend is pregnant. They're going to have a baby boy. If you guys don't know, Manny is the guy who is killing it on that sea. Go check out episode 84, and you can learn more about Manny. But Manny, congrats. Um,
I want to give a congrats too.
Yeah. Say what's up, dude.
Yeah, congrats, Manny, of course. Awesome. And also congrats to Eric Rosner, who Merch Collab got his Rick and Morty shirt live and Pop Socket live. So let's see. It's kind of cool because it's seeing the Rick and Morty in his style of artwork.
Right.
So I like that. So I want to see how, hopefully it does well for him and has a pretty good sales. So I'm kind of pumped for that.
You know what? I need to figure out what's going on with Collab because I got approved, and then I remember getting an email from Amazon saying they can't locate my Solar Central account. They said give them a few days and they'll work it out. I've never heard back from them, so I need to figure out what the hell is going on. Or maybe they did figure it out and just never told me. And there's something that I need to find in Solar Central. I don't know. So maybe I should talk to Eric behind the scenes and maybe figure out where in Solar Central I need to go.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So, I mean, merch collab, regular merch, and pop sockets. I mean, they're just, and then you're also selling like on Etsy. There's just so many different things.
Yeah, no, and that's one of the problems why I'm going nuts. But we're gonna talk about just pretty much everything today. Again, we're just gonna kind of catch up. I know I was gone last week. Hey, how'd that interview go with you and Jacob last week?
It was good. I think one of the topics kind of led into CreateSpace, and it sounds like he's kind of more excited and a little bit more, I guess, pumped about that, which we've talked to Kelly about it. We've even a lot of the other people that we've talked to in the merch side are also getting into it. And so it's, I don't know, I think that a lot of people are not necessarily discouraged with the merch or leaving it behind, but I think they're adding this on.
No, they're discouraged. No, seriously, man. I've talked to a lot of people, and we'll talk about it here shortly.
Yeah, let's get into the discouragement. But I think they're adding this on also not only as a backup plan, but getting more money in, in the whole print on demand side. But I don't know. It kind of led more into that. So I think he's a little bit more pumped about that than merch. At least.
Mm-hmm. And for those of you guys that don't know what Glenn's talking about is what episode was that when we had Kelly? I don't remember, guys. Just go look it up. It's Kelly Roberts, Kelly with an I, but she's crushing it on CreateSpace. And what I've started to do is take my T-shirt designs, and I'm now uploading them as the covers on CreateSpace. And I've been slowly doing that, man. I have about maybe 50 titles up now. So it's a slow process for me, but I'm definitely doing it. But yeah, I mean, CreateSpace is just another arsenal to create an income stream for ourselves. So let's get into merch news. Before we get into the official news, let's talk about. I just kind of want to talk about the Merch Watchdog Facebook group. Do you know about this, Glenn?
Mm-mm.
Dude, where you been, man? What are you doing?
I don't know. I'm where is merch? Is this the one where people have trademarks and stuff?
Yeah, man. So
okay, there we go.
So Merch Watchdog. This is a group that Ken Real. If you guys don't know who Ken Real is, you should be ashamed of yourself. Ken Real is the godfather of Merch by Amazon.
Chris Green is the godfather of merch.
No, Chris Green is the godfather of Amazon.
Dang, of a whole Amazon?
Okay, he is. Okay, but Ken Real is the godfather of Merch by Amazon, and Ken has been spearheading this whole movement, which is to fight frivolous trademarks. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, just recently, I think it was yesterday or today, it was announced that you can no longer have the word deplorable on on a product, because merch is removing them, which is stupid, right? Which is dumb, because trademarks are they're initially meant to they were meant to create a brand around your products, right? Like deplorable is not a brand, in my opinion, right?
No,
Kind of,
it's
kind
just a
of.
single word. I mean,
Right, no, it's kind of like the thing, the whole classy thing that we're still trying to fight. Anyways, I just want to bring it up because, look, if you guys are really serious about the merch by Amazon bit, and this is more than merch by Amazon, this is just print on demand in general. Whether you're doing merch or you're doing Redbubble or Etsy, I really encourage you guys to go and join that Facebook group, Merch Watchdog. Don't just join to be a part of the group. I want you guys to join and contribute, and just and be and take action. Okay, don't just join because, oh, it's another merch by Amazon group. No, join and take action. Whether it's fighting certain trademarks or helping out with donations. And here's the thing: Ken just started a Patreon campaign, where you can donate, money, and depending on your budget, I think I saw anywhere between a couple of bucks to up to maybe $50 a month. I don't remember. Um, I've signed up. I'm donating. Again, if you guys are really serious about this, if you guys are really serious about the business, and the industry as a whole, I would say go sign up. If you can, sign up and donate a couple of bucks every month, to the Patreon campaign, because I think, because here's the thing: with that money, uh, they're they're not profiting off that money. They're taking that money and they're hiring attorneys to fight those frivolous trademarks, like the word classy and the word deplorable, right? So all that money that you guys are donating is not being they're not profiting off it. They're hiring attorneys to fight trademarks. So I really encourage you guys to go join. So that's all I want to say about Merch Watchdog. Merch news. What do we have going in the Merch by Amazon community as far as news?
like
I
official
know
news.
something came out yesterday. Was it the day before?
So official news, just that extended processing times. That was on the 5th. On the 11th, they wanted to provide clarification on our content policy. We have updated guideline 5.1, quality shipping fulfillment. Please review the updated content policy here. Please note that you have 30 days to review and update your existing listings to ensure they are compliant with the updates to this policy. That was 2 days ago. We already knew that they change this, because that's why I had to go through so many designs to make sure they were good. And when you click that, then it takes you, of course, to the content policy there. Now, it specifically says 5.1 is what they're talking about. I think they kind of added a little bit more examples now that I look at it. I think they just added a little bit more examples to 5.1.
Okay, like what?
Like it says, for example, using these terms, such as high quality, easy returns. Like that one wasn't part of it before.
Mm-hmm.
Easy returns, 100% risk free.
Huh, interesting.
That
Yeah. I don't know. But then there was also an email that was apparently sent out, right?
Yes.
What did the email say? Because I never got the email, so I don't know. So when you had asked me yesterday, I was like, no, I never got that email, and apparently a lot of people were freaked out by it.
Well, the email is pretty much saying that, like, you may have, a couple or one or two or a couple. I don't know. It just said like of designs that don't fit the content policy. Please review them and change them in 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
And so me and a lot of other people did get the email, but it didn't really. I mean, it didn't tell you specifically what shirt and or shirts you need to change. So that's why people were kind of freaking out about it. Like, well, what do I do now? I'm not going to go through all my shirts again to make sure. But someone had asked about it, I think, in the Amazon forums, and they gave an answer, actually. And they said this email should not be considered as a compliance violation. Just a suggestion to review your existing listings to ensure that they are compliant with the new updated policy.
Wait, but was that an email that they just kind of like a generic email that they sent to everyone?
Yeah, all of it said the same thing. It didn't have any.
No, here's the thing though, because I didn't get it, right? Because I never had any of those terms in my bullet points. Okay, I know that for I can say that with certainty. I've never had any of those terms that they referenced in my bullet points, so I never got that email. So it can't be a general email because I didn't get it. It seems like they're picking and choosing who to send that email to.
Could be. I don't think it's a huge deal, though. I think people are making it into a huge deal.
No. But my point is, Amazon saying, "Oh, this is just a reminder to everyone." But it's not everyone because I never got that email. So it does seem like they are keeping track of people that still have all that. Those descriptions in their bullet points or description. It seems like they are keeping tabs because, again, I know with certainty I never wrote those, therefore I never got that email. So maybe they are keeping tabs of people who still have those terms.
Well, like this guy in the comments says, I got the email and I'm 100% positive I've never used any of that type of language.
Oh, so he did get the email.
So
well, I never got it.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like whether you did or you didn't, people are getting emails. Whether you did or you didn't, either way, like people are gonna say they're 100% positive in everything they do. People are invincible now.
I am.
Who knows?
I'm not.
Who knows?
We all know that I was sick last week. Okay, cool. So there's some other news.
There is.
Wasn't there the one about we talked on the phone the other day. What was that one?
It didn't say, specifically on the thing, but now that we reread the content policy, we talked about this over the phone that I don't know if this was part of it or not now that we, read it. But 1.3 was the international law. And this says designs that violate the laws of the countries where your product is being sold. If you sell your design outside of the U.S., make sure that you are following the specific laws for those countries you choose to sell in. Check with an attorney to discuss your legal rights regarding your design. Oh, man.
So here's the thing. So, yeah, I don't ever recall that being there. I don't know. And the listeners can, you guys can contact us and let us know. I don't ever recall that being there. So 1.3, when I read that and I noticed it, I was like, well, this is new. And it sounds like Amazon's going to go international here sometime soon. Soon being who knows. I mean, it could be next week. It could be at end of the month, or it could be end of the year. Who knows? But it sounds like we are going to get EU at some point. So that's really, really interesting.
It's just weird because
they don't
even
tell
the way
us.
they word it is weird.
What do you mean?
Well, even the way they word it, like, designs that violate the laws of the countries where your product is being sold. If you sell your design outside of the U.S., of course, not everybody can, but it's pretty much saying that if you're already doing it, so make sure you're already doing this and checking with an attorney.
Well, maybe some people already have EU that are beta testing it, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
so it sounds like it's going to be happening. Again, soon. You guys can define soon yourself, but it sounds like international is definitely coming at some point. It's like we were saying before the show. At some point, we just gotta freaking do a screenshot of that every time, because I don't know what they add or what they remove, and they don't tell us. They just say, "Oh, it's been updated," right? Content policy has been updated. Like, they don't tell us. So we should just start taking screenshots of everything.
I just think that it's probably, like, if I had to really give someone that's really coming into merch and want to know things and they're pumped and excited, that'd be the one drawback I would just tell them, is that they change their rules every so often and you're a slave to the grind. So you have to make every single change that they do and say. That's my only main, I guess, gripe about merch. And when people come in, that's the main thing I would give them. The number one tip is to always keep checking this.
For
and
sure.
Especially even before you make your first shirt, know what you're doing. Because these things change every month. I mean, maybe not every month, but every 2-3 months, it could definitely change from one thing to the next. Now you got to edit a whole bunch of stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah, we should just get into the habit of taking screenshots. And I think that's pretty much it for merch news. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, I think, for the
news. So going back to pop sockets, you said you have uploaded designs, or you haven't?
Yes, I haven't uploaded any new ones, but just for the one previously. So maybe like, I think at first I told you I had like 50. I think I had like 35, 40.
Okay.
So.
And how are sales again?
It's okay. They're kind of sprinkled in. I think only I have like one main one. That's one that's selling the most.
Mm-hmm.
I can double check right now real quick.
I have about 2 or 3 that continues to sell almost every day.
Dang, every day. Look at this guy.
I said almost every day.
Okay, let me check. But it's not many of them. See, 1, 2, 3. That's only from the last like week. 3. Mm-hmm. So it hasn't really been huge.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to get a lot more of them on there to really see the results. Just like anything else, playing the numbers game, building it up.
Sure. Yeah, man. So pop sockets are definitely another option for us. I know cell phone cases. I do know some people that do have them. So it looks like cell phone cases are going to be available to us at some point. I don't know when that's going to be, whether it was this year or next year, but I do know for sure that some people do have cell phone cases. Let's see. Frustration within the merch community, man. Look, I've talked to a bunch of people in the community within the past week, and these are a lot of these people are pretty well known people in the community, and look, there's a lot of frustration right now. Okay, people aren't getting sales. They're frustrated, like they've done just about everything they could, and I'm right there with them, and I'm frustrated. Just the lack of sales is just it's frustrating. It's discouraging. This isn't me complaining, because look, I love merch, but it's just at the same time, it's changed so much, right, within the last few months, and it's just gotten so much harder. What's your opinion on that?
I mean, it is gotten harder, I guess, but even then, the competition wise, I'm not really mad about that. I think I'm more frustrated with, number one, I think content policy stuff, like that stuff kind of bothers me, because I don't want to go back and edit a lot of different things that, and it is partially my fault from the the first set of them are really older, that I was like, I don't even remember that I even had. So, like,
but you didn't know that was going to be an issue back then.
Yeah, especially during that time, I didn't know it was going to be an issue. I mean, those are the things that happened that I'm telling you. It's like kind of like my main gripe about it is like stuff that wasn't an issue becomes an issue. Now you got to edit them and make the change when you have over 2,000 shirts. Yeah, that's gonna be really, really time consuming. Sales wise, competition wise, that's not really my big gripe about it. I think the royalty change was huge. Like that at the time, looking at it, I didn't think it was gonna be that big of a deal compared to what it is now. But like, man, you were making like $7-8 a shirt easily. And then now it's like $4, $5, $6 range, and even
and then you add in the returns. Now you're no longer getting the returns, and a lot of people have seen a huge decline in their numbers, me included. So yeah, so I've talked to a bunch of people, man, and people are getting frustrated. One person said, again, some of these people are well-known members of the community. One person said, you know what, they're frustrated and they're just going to focus on their Etsy store now. Um, and another person that I agree with is it's just the same thing. It's like, look, I upload every day. I
Mhm.
upload. I got new designs. I'm uploading, but it's always the same stuff that sells. Stuff that's been there for about for the past year or two. It's never the new stuff that sells for some reason, right? So there's a lot of frustration, um, and so I'm gonna try and change things up as far as my strategy is concerned. Because look, this is my own personal opinion. This is my own theory. I believe it's just going to get harder and harder on Merch by Amazon. Look, we all know Amazon has great organic traffic, but in my opinion, I think even though there's great organic traffic, and I'm going to use football as an example, right? Let's say I have a best-selling football T-shirt that's been selling for the past 2 years or something, right?
Mhm.
Great design, but then all of a sudden there's like 2,000 other football T-shirts in the same niche. My shirt has now become lost within all those 2,000 shirts, right? Therefore, my sales have slumped. I think, in my opinion, we need to find a way to drive traffic to our shirts. We can't just rely on organic traffic anymore. Um, AMS is shut down. So whether it's leveraging I said Penji, Pinterest, or other means of trying to get traffic and exposure to your product, I think that's the way to do it. Seriously, I think the market is just too saturated right now.
And what do you think
And
about?
even look, and Amazon even came out and said it themselves, right? I mean, at the meetup, they said, look, there's a lot more people doing merch by Amazon, so the competition is much higher. Therefore, again, and I'll repeat myself, I think our shirts are getting lost, and we need to learn how to drive traffic somehow.
What do you think about? I guess comparing that to like the Etsy um, shirts and all that. What do you think about competition there?
For some reason, Etsy is such a weird marketplace. I mean, not just weird in the sense that for some reason, um, things tend to sell. Obviously, not as much as Amazon, but things sell on a regular basis, and that's another thing, right? So another thing that I'm going to do. So one thing I'm in the process of doing, Glenn, is I'm gonna go into my Etsy store and I'm gonna start fresh, right? Because I have a lot of designs on there that haven't sold.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I need to go into my Etsy store and I think I need to just start fresh, pull everything that's not selling, right? And then just start putting up designs that do sell and start cross posting, right? I haven't been cross posting that much up to this point. I've been doing a lot of my parody stuff on Etsy, but as of now, I need to start cross posting some of my best selling shirts on Amazon onto Etsy. So that's something that I'm going to do. I want to start again. I want to start fresh, um, because there's a lot of potential on Etsy. And I think a lot of people just aren't utilizing that marketplace.
So, are you a little bit more pumped about Etsy than you are about merch right now? Would you say?
I wouldn't say more pumped, but that's something that I need to focus on more. Again, I need to go in there and kind of just clean house and start from scratch.
So let me
Because when
ask
I
you this.
because when I first started my Etsy store, I was just uploading stuff on there, um, and I started getting sales, and I just started doing some weird stuff. I need to go in there and just, like I said, just kind of clean house and put up designs that I know are going to sell. Right, not just my parody stuff, but start cross posting things from Amazon to Etsy as well.
So let me ask you this: from the people that you've talked to, they feel frustrated about it. What is their I guess what is their goal now? What are they going to do? How are they going to change their merch side if they want to stay? And are they going to go to different types of platforms like
No,
CreateSpace or Etsy?
they're not going to quit. They're not going to quit merch, but it sounds like some of the people that I've talked to, their efforts are going to be elsewhere to build, that income stream. Amazon's there. They're not going to quit doing Amazon, and I'm in the same boat. Look, hey, next week we're going to have a guest um, who's going to talk about affiliate websites, and I think that's the route that I'm going to take, right?
Mhm.
Um, um, because here's the thing: look, over the years at my day job, I've made a career out of making websites and stuff like that. And our guest next week is going to talk about affiliate websites and driving traffic to our Amazon products through that. And that's something that I'm very passionate about. So I think that's the route that I'm going to go as far as driving traffic to my products. Because again, I think organic sales are pretty much dead in my opinion. And look, and you know what? And some people are having great results still, right? I know Ken's still putting up great numbers. We know Bo Pollard, he's putting up great numbers. So there's other people out there. They're finding success with merch, but I think in general, the consensus is that most people are really frustrated.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see that, um, and I talked about it on one of my episodes when I talked about the latest one. How I made like 115,000 so far in merch, and I talked about it that I just got super burnt out, and especially after getting the suspension and all that, and then I guess it reminded me a lot of working, and when it reminds me a lot of working, it's just hard for me to sit there and do it. And I did get also re-energized with pop sockets because it's something new, but
Hmm.
sitting there and cranking out designing shirts, man, I just got tired of it and burnt out, and just that's also the eBay side really helped me because I was out there sourcing, and YouTube also helped because I can make videos and do other things outside of just sitting there doing shirts. And I think it's also good to take a break from certain things, especially when it's kind of just frustrating you or you get tired of doing it. So in that case,
Hmm.
I was like, man, I really need to kind of get away from it for a while. But with pop sockets and stuff, like I'm really excited about that. I really want to get more of them uploaded. But I don't know. I think also with the numbers game and building it up, we've seen people come and go. I mean, we've seen people when we first started the podcast that were doing really, really well, and now they're nowhere to be found. Like people that have come and go on YouTube, on the interview part, on people we've talked to in groups and DMs.
Hmm.
Who knows what they're doing now? It's
Right.
totally different.
Look, here's the thing. Like with me, okay, I was pretty much on the radar in the community because I was one of those rare people who found success, right? I had like Glenn, you know this too, man. I had like 400 shirts live, and I was consistently making $3,000 a month, right? And people were mind blown because of my ratio, right? Normally, people have 4,000 shirts live, and they're making $1,000 per month. So I'm very, very, confident in my designs, and I know I can make this work. But right now, because again, I think the market is so saturated right now. I need to look at other ways to drive traffic um, um, to my products. And so one of the things that I talked to you about in private was building niche affiliate websites and whatnot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And driving traffic that way um, because look, I've done it. Okay, you guys, the people that's been listening to the podcast and been following my whole journey, you guys know that I've done it. In fact, I'm the one person that's pretty much documented my whole journey from the very beginning when I was making what $200 a month to $3,000 with just 400 shirts live. Right, I've documented my whole journey, and I know it can be done, and I know it can still be done. It's just how can I drive traffic now to my products?
Well, I think now you're just kind of like in like a slump, like
Well, I
trying to
think
figure
everyone.
that
No, it's
out.
not just me though. I think everyone's in a slump.
I guess what's kind of weird though is, I mean, you've been uploading daily though. That's,
I've been
that's or even every week. I mean, even to that, that's why I think it's kind of like a slump that I could see the frustration because I mean, you're putting in the work and you're putting in the designs and uploading. I
right
mean,
now. I'm not like, for instance, I'm not uploading 400 shirts a day. I'm uploading maybe 10, 15 quality designs per day, right? And look, I get it. Look, I've talked to some of the people like Bo, and Bo tells me all the time, dude, you need to scale. I know I need to scale, but I'm one of those guys. I don't want to put up freaking 400 garbage design shirts, and I'm not saying Bo's doing that. I don't know what he's doing, right? But that's not the way I want to scale. I want to scale by putting up good quality shirts, right? But apparently that's not working. Like I said, the market's so saturated, our designs are getting lost. And I need to figure out how to drive traffic to those good quality designs,
well, it's
right?
kind of like
I've,
the numbers.
I've proven that. Okay. I've been a case study where you can find success with very little shirts as long as you put out good quality stuff, which something you and I've been preaching since episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
I've proven that. And I want to
But
continue doing that, but I just gotta figure out how to drive traffic now to my products.
I guess because I mean you're saying oversaturated. I guess for an example is like a certain niche. If you're at high tier and you have a lot of slots open, you go all in on like 500 shirts of just that one niche. Then yeah, you're I don't know if you're doing 12 shirts of a niche and then the other guy's doing 500 and they might be 500 crappy designs. Yours are 12 good ones. They're still going to get lost in between from all the 500. Now it's up to the customer, whatever they're into, and some will buy the crappy designs. We know that.
That's what I'm. But no, you're saying exactly what I'm saying. Stuff are getting lost. It's just too much right now, right? It's like going to the flea market and you're going through a pile of clothes and trying to find that one specific product, right?
Yeah.
It's too saturated. I gotta figure out how to drive traffic, and I think a niche affiliate website is the way to go. And that's something that we'll talk about with our guests next week. But yeah, no, man, it's gotten really frustrating, right? It's gotten really frustrating. A lot of people are discouraged right now. Um,
You look
so
like
we'll see.
you're gonna like tackle somebody or like hurt someone right now.
Oh man, I'm just saying, man. Hey, how was your trip to Austin, by the way?
It was good. I met up with my brother. The wife was with me. We also did sourcing and stuff for eBay. So it was good. The weather was all right. I also went to San Antonio for a little bit just to chill with the family, but that was only for like half a day. Came back and yeah, mostly just spending time with the family. So it was good, kind of like a good little break.
The whole family, right? Like your dad went, your mom went.
Yeah, well, all went to go visit my bro, so it was cool.
Dude, speaking of your brother, man, I hate putting him on the spot. Dude, the guy's MIA, man. He's 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 provided me one design in the past month. I completely forgot about him, and I was like, and when you and I were talking, I was like, yo, man, brother Hacks never produced my damn uh, 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 my T-shirt designs. So
Did he respond to you? You told me the other day.
no, I never messaged him. No, I
soon.
never messaged him because you told me that he was going to Mexico or something.
Yeah, he's gonna be out and then he's gonna come back. But
Freaking guy took my money and went to Mexico.
now he's gone.
This guy, I pay him and then he skips town.
that's the real hustler hacks right there.
What the heck is going on? But yeah, no, you know what? Again, I was sick last week, so I was originally supposed to go to East Oregon like I do every year.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go to East Oregon because my friend, he's in the process of opening up a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
So he's doing a lot of work. Plus the weekend that I was supposed to go, that week that I was supposed to go, he was interviewing people for the restaurant. So he was going to be really busy. So I didn't go, right? I didn't want to go and intrude, especially, when he's that busy. So I went down to Morro Bay. Obviously, you're not too familiar with California, but Morro Bay is like a small little quaint beach town that's like at the halfway point between San Francisco and Los Angeles. Dude, that was my first time in Morro Bay, man, and so I went there because again I just wanted to skip town. I was sick. I wanted to get some work done, right? Just one of those things where I just wanted to leave town. But dude, man, it was a cool little spot, man. It's like this little tiny little beach town. Uh, Weather was nice, man. Great seafood, dog friendly. I had my freaking dog with me. Him and I were chilling, taking romantic walks on the beach, man. It was nice, man.
Hey, now you're considering moving?
I ain't moving out there, man. No, I'm just saying it was a nice place to go visit. Like I've been to San Luis Obispo, which is the county,
Yeah.
but I've never been to that little town, Morro Bay. It was gorgeous. And the crazy thing was Los Angeles. I was talking to Matt Sheeran last week.
Yeah.
They had a heat wave, dude. It was like 115 in Los Angeles, but in Morro Bay, dude, it was like a beautiful like 85 degrees, man.
Crazy.
It was really nice, dude. I had this nice hotel, man, like right on the beach. Like literally, you cross the street and you're on the beach and stuff. It was really cool, man. But I call it my workcation. I do this a couple of times a year where I skip town and I go to different places and just kind of recharge my battery and try to get some work done. But as sick as I was, man, I uploaded a crap load of my designs onto Pop Sockets last week.
Okay.
So so that was cool, man. So that was cool. Hey, so have you ever thought about doing private label? FBA?
No, not really.
Okay, so check this out. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys a little story. I might have an opportunity to do a private label product. So I know this guy in San Francisco, and he's gay. And here's the thing. I'll tell you guys why that's relevant to the story. But he is gay. But he's. I don't want to tell too much of the story, but he's been in business. He's been in business, right? This particular industry for decades, right? He's well known within this whole industry. Like the guy's been around, right, forever.
Mm-hmm.
He's 62 years old now, right? And him and I were talking the other day, and he goes, "Hey, I'm about to retire." Right? I'm like, "Oh, cool." What are you gonna do after you retire? He goes, "I'm moving to Mexico." I'm like, "Why that?" I'm like, "Why are you moving to Mexico?" And this is where the whole, like I said, this is where the him being gay is relevant to the story because his partner is getting deported because of that whole Donald Trump thing.
Mm-hmm.
So his partner's getting deported to Mexico. So he goes, "This is an opportunity for me to just retire and be with my partner, and we're going to move back to his hometown in Mexico." I'm like, "Well, what are you going to do with your business?" He goes, "You know what? I'm gonna keep my business. I have employees. They can operate all this, and I'll just collect the check at the end of the month." I'm like, "Oh, cool, man. Good for you. Um, that's great. I'm so happy for you." But then he was saying, anyways, I'm kind of giving you guys like this long version of the story. But anyway, in his industry, like he has like he makes like his own little facial cream or lotion,
Mm-hmm.
right? That he uses on his clients. Basically, it's like he's in the like the skin industry, right?
Okay.
Um, um, and he makes like his own little product that he uses, but he never sold it, right? He just uses it. He just uses the thing on his clients whenever they come in. And during that conversation, he goes, "You know what I'd like to do is just sell my skin lotion to the public, right?" And I was like, "Dude, I'm like, why don't you do private label, right?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh man," he goes, "Man, at my age, 62, I don't have time to do all that." He goes, "So check this out, man." So he goes, "Young," he goes, "Look, you're obviously Amazon savvy." He goes, "Why don't you take my product, get it mass produced, private label, do whatever the hell you have to, and look, you can just pay me a small percentage every month." He goes, "Why don't you do that?" Right?
Yeah.
I'm like, "Are you serious?" He goes, "Yeah." And look, like I said, the guy's been around for decades. He's well known in the industry. He goes, "You can use my name, right? Like when you Google his name or like his business, at least here in the Bay Area, it's always the top result, right?" So he's like, "Dude, you could slap my business name on it, uh, it's a very simple ingredient, like ingredients you can like literally buy over the counter, right? He goes, yeah. He goes, just get it mass produced, bottle it. You can use my name, and just pay me a small percentage every month, right?
Yeah.
So I've been talking to people who does private labeling, because I've never done, like, I've done FBA, right? But it's always been retail arbitrage and online arbitrage, but I've never done private label, let alone trying to get some skin cream mass produced. So I talked to a few people like Anthony and a couple of other people to see what is the best route to get this done. I still don't know. So I want to reach out to our listeners. If you guys done private label, especially like in the cosmetic skin cream category, what is the way to go about doing this? Because I don't know. I mean, like I said, I want to do it because check this out. He said, look, I have one other competitor that's putting out the same product with the same ingredient, and their BSR on Amazon is 248.
Not 248,000, just 248.
248. He said that's my competition. And I was like, dude, even if I can get my BSR, like let's say I do this private label and I get my BSR down to even 10,000, that's still a significant amount of money, right?
Yeah.
I was just like, what? So, and he's giving me the exclusive rights to use his name, his business name. And I was just like, whoa. I'm like, this could be like a golden opportunity, right? Like, I don't know anything about the skin cream industry and all that, right? So I'm going to reach out to the listeners. If you guys know anything about doing private label, anything about how to get something like this mass produced, send me a message on Facebook, tag me, let me know, because as of now, I'm still in the dark. Like Anthony doesn't know. I talked to Anthony. He's like, bro, I wouldn't know where to go to get something like this mass produced. But they're like, but it's not anything crazy. Like I said, these are ingredients that are so basic you can buy them over the counter, like at Target. Because he told me the ingredients. It's like maybe 4 or 5 ingredients. I've already forgotten what they are.
It's kind of interesting. So how about this? How about you join my Patreon, join my group, private Facebook group. It leads you to the Masters of Success in Private Label, and then I guarantee you'll make big money. Just kidding.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know about private label and where to go. But yeah, I know private label is weird because it's one of those things where when you put in, I mean, it's really like I see it as like people that have the big amount of money to play with to really see what works. And then the rewards are incredible as far as the numbers go. If you have, the right pieces in place and you're really willing to like figure it out, and not a lot of people are. Well,
Anthony hates it. Like I talked to Anthony, he goes, "I hate doing FBA," but obviously he makes the most money doing FBA. But again, like I'm convinced that I can do this for a low budget because again, I can't remember the ingredients at the top of my head, but they were so basic. It was almost unbelievable because I was like, yo, man, you're making this cream that you're using on your clients, but you haven't mass produced it, up to this point. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think I can get it mass produced at a decent price because it's, like I said, it's just basic ingredients.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like
keep us posted. Yeah.
That's just my thinking. That's the opportunity that I currently. That's an opportunity I was proposed to by this individual, and I'll definitely keep you guys posted. But if you guys know how to do private label with something like this, let me know. I would really appreciate it. Anything else, man? I'm trying really hard not to cough right now.
No, I think that's most of the merch news. I know we wanted to talk a little bit about frustrations, and then we talked about the numbers. I think other than that, I would just see how we're going to do the next couple of weeks. We have, so I am going to be going to eBay Open. If you're listening, you're going to be going to eBay Open. Let me know. Say hi. Hang out. Something. So I know I'm going to be gone. We also have a good interview coming up, for the next week, talking about, traffic through websites. Are you going to be leaving anywhere soon or no?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you, man. I just kind of want to lay low right now.
Get this guy back to 100%.
It's really weird, man. I mean, like I said, I don't get sick, and it's been twice now this year.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah, we'll get you back to 100% and then go from there.
Absolutely. But cool, man. Hey, great talking to you. Great catching up. And just want to thank, dude. I just want to thank a lot of the people. I was getting a lot of messages this past week, emails on Facebook. Hey, I hope you feel better. Sorry that you gotten sick, and it was something that I never really even expected, right?
Yeah.
But I've gotten tons of messages from listeners, man, and it just really, really means a lot. Thank you. I know, I don't normally get sick, but for some reason, man, yeah, just this past week, it's been really rough, man. I've been coughing my lungs out.
Yeah, well, there you go. People care about you. Want to make sure you're 100%. You're good to go.
Absolutely. So thank you, Glenn. Where can people find you?
Hustler Hacks on YouTube. hustlerhacks1@gmail.com. Email me. We'll talk. Merch.
And,
eBay, whatever you want.
Just tag me on Facebook.
All right, we're done.
Yes, sir.
All right, see ya.